niggas been on the way. My niggas came a long way. I'm trying to make me away. I had to make me away. Had to hit my knees and pray. Thank you for a brand new day. Trying to make a 20 in a day. Young nigga living off faith. Stars in the ceiling of the rain. I'm trying to be a new case. I remember doing free shows. Now these niggas gon' pay. Now niggas got a chain froze. So they gotta do it my way. My diamonds wet like a lake. I got a bitch in the bank. She making want me to stay. But I'm sending bricks to the hay. Niggas be hating that day. Niggas trying to get a little cash. I'm trying to stay out of the way. Put a couple hundreds to save. Niggas be killing every day. Ain't trying to be no cash. Yeah, nigga gotta stay safe. Just bought a brand new way. Niggas be hating that day. Niggas trying to get a little cash. I'm trying to stay out of the way. Put a couple hundreds to save. Niggas be killing every day. Ain't trying to be no cash. Yeah, nigga gotta stay safe. Just bought a brand new way. If you get it bad, these niggas gon' hate. Blow check on designer, these niggas is fake. I'm trying to ball, they want me to wait. She trying to chill, I don't wanna date. You gotta work if you wanna shine. Don't hit my line, stop wasting my time. You gotta grind, I gotta get mine. It's time to work, ain't no time for crime. We hit the mall and we got a boss. They know I'm a boss, I move like a boss. Ain't no taking loss, don't ask what it costs. I used to live fast, now stay in the house. You wanna get paid, then come up with me, cause I got that gas. You niggas on E, while you smoking mid, I'm smoking on G. If you want the profit, then break down a P. I want a foreign, I don't want a lease. You bought a Benz, I don't want no peace. I'm out of Cali, I got it for cheap. Return to the jump, but it made me a beast. So many trips to LA, so many trips to LA. I'm trying to make me away. I'm trying to make me away. Niggas be hating that day. Niggas trying to get a little cash. I'm trying to stay out of the way. Put a couple hundreds to save. Niggas be killing every day. Ain't trying to be no cash. Yeah, nigga gotta stay safe. Just bought a brand new way. Niggas be hating that day. Niggas trying to get a little cash. I'm trying to stay out of the way. Put a couple hundreds to save. Niggas be killing every day. Ain't trying to be no cash. Yeah, nigga gotta stay safe.
Yeah. We back
again, man. Back up in this piece.
This is, man,
the press
talk. That's right. That's right. It is the press box.
See how I overlap it? I be hating when I do that.
Series called
The Trap Talk. My bad, young dog.
Talking real aspects professionally.
That's how we gotta do.
Hey, that song we listened to, man, that was young T. Jones, man.
Yeah.
Just let y'all know he gonna be in this Sunday, man, for this interview. So,
stay on the lookout, man.
How y'all fellas doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man.
Same.
Blessed.
Glad to be back in here with my family.
For sure. Fix my hat one time, get my setup right.
I needed a hat today, man. It got so cold today.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying,
man. We went from 80 all the way back down to 30 something.
Quick.
I went in the little building, handled some business. When I came back out, I was like, where the hell is Santa Claus?
North Pole
North
action.
Pole.
Bucko. You ain't lying, man.
Rudolph. I should have had a hat on and gloves. The older you get, you know, the more layers
you
of
got to
attire.
put that shit on now.
The scarf,
right.
gloves.
I put the earbuds on like
corny.
the headphones.
Yeah, it's corny now, but the older you get, you be like, boy, I gotta save my throat.
You hear me?
You gotta have something on my head when I'm outside.
Wrapped up and tight, man.
Wrapped up tight.
Well, right here, walking pneumonia.
Right. Fooling around thinking you cute.
You trying
to your jacket.
Yeah.
And them short.
Freezing your ass off, man.
What the hell was you thinking? Meteorologists right sometimes.
Sometimes, every now and then.
It was horrible today, though. It went from okay to what the hell?
I'm talking about that motherfucker was cutting one.
Cutting! That wind was with. I'm like, am I in shot time?
The windy city.
Man.
Disrespectful, man. What's up with you guys, man? What's up, man? What's up, man?
Working.
Hey,
what's on y'all mind,
man? I'm going to tell you, man, it's good, man, that we got back in here because we came last week. We had some technical difficulties.
Man.
So we didn't get to put it down how we put it down, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So we got to make up, man, talk about this talk, man, what's going on out here in the world.
Yeah, we got to give them our point of view. The trap Side.
I'm Barleen. Who is y'all feeling?
Hey, this your boy CA, man. Who is you, big homie?
You cool, aka the Gap to Guru.
Hey, man.
Guru.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. If you out there in YouTube world or Instagram or any social media platforms, make sure you tell somebody.
Hit that like button.
Subscribe, comment, share.
All that. It's free.
Yeah, man.
It's free.
And we definitely thank you.
Tell somebody.
Tell somebody. That's all you got.
Because these talks, man, I've been listening to them on a new platform. Straight up.
What platform?
On that Spotify.
We're on Spotify?
T.R.A.P.
So we're streaming.
Streaming right now. Click on it. Like us, and then not only that, you can subscribe to their channel.
Facts.
And then whenever a new one hit the scene like this one, you'll have it in your online archive.
Well, you can
saved in your library.
Well, you can ride and glide to your boys, man.
It ain't nothing but about an hour long, hour strong. It ain't nothing wrong.
You can catch that thing before work, after work, midday.
A lot of y'all be at work in your little cubicle, man. Put the little earphone in while you're sitting up there and listen to it, man.
Yeah, please break all your rules for us one time.
Right, get fired.
I'll just put your headphones on. Bluetooth. That ain't nothing. Nobody know.
Yeah, and the work scene is so relaxed these days that most places ain't tripping about that.
Right. They know we gonna be on these devices, so you might as well. I tell my customers, I don't turn my phone off. If it's something important, I gotta take the call. I'm just telling you. That's how I learned about you. I took your call. You know what I mean? I take all calls. I'm not ashamed, not bashful, no disrespect, but
it's really business.
Season. That's right.
It's not personal.
That's what it is. But man, check this out, though. And we was talking about this earlier. This I don't know which one to start off with, but let me tell you something. I was disappointed.
Oh shit.
I was hoping you went with this one first.
Shit,
get this
look
out the
at
way.
this nigga. You
I
don't mind addressing this nigga with his shit.
Point
God.
In the fight.
In the fucking fight.
Fury versus Wilder.
2.
What?
3. Whatever number the fuck it was.
Man, it was a bad outing.
Man, that white boy beat the shit out that boy.
Man,
ain't no other way to say it. Ain't no way to say it other than that.
Every time I hear that shit take a piece of me and rip out my damn chest, man.
Hey, I looked at the first round. I said, okay. Whew. And my boy said, he lost that one. I said, no. I saw the second round. I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
What the? My boy is like a demon on his shoulder. He was sitting right behind me. He said, he lost that one too.
Man.
By the third, fourth round, I'm like,
fight back, nigga. I know what you said. By the third and fourth round, you like, nigga, fucking.
I don't know what round we started watching the fighting. I think it was around the fourth.
It was late. 7.
I think we may have caught the fourth, probably the fourth round, man. And it was downhill. When we started watching it,
it was downhill.
I didn't see nothing that made me feel like Wilder was gonna win. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing, man.
All Black History Month, man. Y'all quit the bullshit.
All I seen was a bunch of backpedaling and knees buckling, man.
Hey, about the time they threw the towel in, I said to myself, because I didn't see it, watching it live, but I said, I hope that they threw the towel in.
Oh, he was gonna kill him. And he was gonna, what's my boy name is Rocky, man?
Apollo Creed.
He from Apollo Creed,
that boy, man.
And he really could have been knocked him out if he really wanted to. He was just really just kind of punishing him.
Man, he punished.
He had him leaking.
He toyed with him, man.
I was waiting to hear what the hell Wilder had to say happened. And the shit he came up with, he could have kept that shit.
What are you talking about?
What his boy said, my legs was tied from my Black Panther hierarchy of the universe uniform. Costume. He said his costume weighed him down so much. Now, whose idea was him to put that shit on? You didn't walk around. You didn't walk around 2 days to try the costume on. Exactly. So I don't know what he had on. but you know, I'm not the conspiracy type guy.
I know what he had on. He had that white boy's hands on it.
Yeah,
that's
he had ass whooping put on him.
By the fourth round, I said,
Man.
Oh.
I asked this though, man.
What's that?
You know, this is the biggest fight of your career. This is this heavyweight title, man. It's the belt.
Man.
How are you that ill prepared? I don't believe that he was that ill prepared.
I do.
Want me to tell you why? I feel like he was.
What's that? Why is that?
This one thing that made even, you know, the nigga just had a fight, a major heavyweight bout 6 months ago? 8 months ago?
Yeah, man.
I just don't see him turning around.
Tyson used to fight twice a year.
Everybody ain't Tyson, bro.
I mean, but a lot of people used to fight. That's not uncommon.
No, man.
Every 6 months.
That ain't but 2 fights a year. He ain't good to fight. We can't. Hell, you can't. So you mean tell me you one nigga? The next time you fight for the rest of the year, you getting your ass whooped.
Yeah, no.
You ain't good one fight a year.
Nah, but this is I'm playing devil's advocate. But just take it into consideration, man. A major bout that goes into training. Boys be training for 90 days. 9 months. I apologize. I said 90 days.
Yeah.
They train for the minimum 9 months.
Right.
For one fight.
And
I'm talking about this ain't no.
He signed up for this though.
He done fought it before.
I think he just was caught up in the moment, bro.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened.
For real,
bro.
I think
he got caught up in the moment.
I think he threw the fight.
It's very possible.
Listen, man.
It's very possible.
Listen, man.
That's
And we
deep,
all
though.
know, if you don't know, Vegas and boxing is ran by the mob.
Yeah, Atlantic City,
That's
come
the
on,
mob.
everywhere. New
That's the
Orleans,
mob.
wherever you go.
Look, let me tell you something. This is a fact. Muhammad Ali, I'll take this back, excuse me. Cassius Clay, when he was doing his shit, was threatened by the mob to throw the fight. They said, man, if you don't throw this fight, some shit gonna happen to you, your family, this, that, and the third. Do y'all know where he went for refuge?
Yeah, the Nation of Islam.
Exactly. He went, sat down with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Most honorable Elijah Muhammad told him, you want to fight, my brother? Take on my name. Come over here with us, and you ain't going to have to worry about the mob in so many words. Boy changed his name, joined the NOI, and he never folded like this. I fast forward now to say, I said I would say this. You don't think somebody came to Wilder, man? It's so much money on the line. It's so much politics in this. You don't think they said something to him and tapped him on his shoulder?
They said this motherfucker was bigger than Super Bowl.
And he don't have nobody. He didn't have a nation. He didn't run the Farrakhan. He didn't go to nobody that could protect him in that type of fashion, with that type of power that Muhammad Ali did in the 60s, or whenever they was fighting. I can't remember the year, but in the 60s. Yeah, in the 60s. He didn't have that option, man. So I believe that the pressure got to him, and he was like, man, I don't know what they could have told him besides, if you don't throw this fight, we're going to kill your whole family. If you don't throw this fight, you'll never box again. If you don't throw this fight, something going to happen to you. I'm just saying, I don't know the factual, but it makes sense to me.
It's possible. There's no doubt. I personally, my point of view is he could have just simply had a piss poor trainer.
He fired him, quote unquote. He gone right now. He
Got to be.
He fired his trainer.
That's one thing.
But the reason for firing him so you could have this in your arsenal was because he threw in the towel. Now go ahead.
Okay.
He saved his life by doing
saved his life. So I don't disagree with that. But you gotta let them go.
Yeah.
They warriors. Let them go. I mean, stop being like the NFL where you can't hit nobody a certain way. You know, let them go. Now, if this is a possibility, the boy Joshua, he got his ass whooped. Nobody thought he would get his ass whooped. And many others in this modern day of boxing have horrible trainers. My thing is, you should be smart enough to listen when these other trainers have told him and Joshua that they'll never maintain their championship belts if they don't learn to box another way.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And I just that's what I think, just flat off the top. Now it could be much more simple. It could be that he threw the fight. It could be that he just had a bad day.
Yeah.
It could be that bullshit he said about a lot of things happened before the fight as to allude to emotional or relational issues with somebody or something.
Because he was steady straight. He was like, I heard that post interview. Like I said, we was watching it here, and he was like, yeah, I done a lot of things before this fight, and I ain't gonna put it. At that point, he was like, I ain't gonna put it on there or whatever, or something to that nature. So, but after you break it up and say it, so for what that's worth,
right? So, I think everything we said up here is possible, and then maybe we're sugarcoating it.
Maybe he just got his ass whooped.
Thank you. Right.
And Gypsy King, if he called himself.
Yeah, speaking of Gypsy King, though, man, Gypsy King is a different type of monster, man. This boy licked blood off of his neck.
Yeah.
And said in advance, I want to taste this blood. And beat the nigga to the bloody and did it, man. That's
he did.
That's embarrassing. Now, that's just embarrassing.
Hey, for instance, I was like, Donald Trump won re-election. And then I had to think about it. I said, this shit ain't that deep. This could have just been an ass whooping. And nobody thought that it could be done. I would say that I hope he doesn't take the rematch clause.
He said he is.
Oh, that's stupid.
Man, you know, I think this is what they were trying to do with Mayweather and McGregor. I mean, like I say, this is just me now.
It was hype.
They want this hype so bad, man. They want one of these white boys to beat these niggas just like he did. Beat him down.
I'm gonna beat him again too.
When he licked him, my from that vantage point, when I seen that, I was just like, man, do something after that, my nigga. But at that point, I knew he was out. You know, it wasn't nothing he could do because it wasn't like he was just gonna miraculously. I was like, God.
The only thing he could have done is got knocked down again.
And that's it.
And then got up.
Yeah.
And then acted like he slipped at the 7 count.
Yeah.
And then get mad at the referee for counting him a 10 piece. Because that's the only way he gets the same face, is acting like he slipped and get called out to give up. He couldn't surrender like that. But anyway, could have been just an ass whooping.
Could have been just an ass whooping.
I'm going to tell you this. He's still a king in my book.
Yeah.
He's still a bad boy when it comes to boxing.
Definitely.
No doubt.
You don't get that far without being a bad boy.
And I know he's going to get back up off of this with some fresh and renewed team members with that 25 million plus, 4, and then the take on the pay-per-view that they got paid.
Shit, like
it
I
was
said,
guaranteed 25.
They said it was big as the viewings was big as the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
That's worth.
Because what's calling them got 300 and something million. Remember? Mayweather?
Yeah, no, but pay-per-view is you negotiate. You don't never know what the gate will do until the night. That's basically like you having the dough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they sold a lot of tickets for this fight.
Yeah.
But I don't think they made the money that Mayweather fight.
I don't think no.
So that's why I said I don't know how they say it.
But I think
maybe they're talking about Super Bowl like 29 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was just not a good fight. I just
unless you was a goddamn Fury fan. If you was a Fury fan, that was the best fight you ever seen in your life.
Vegas had him as a favorite.
Hey man,
that's what I saw. I looked at the
and what's his name? Wilder was an underdog.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you bet with Wilder, you would win more.
Right.
Because Vegas didn't think he was gonna win.
They sure didn't. Because the white folks came out. They had all kinds of white folks. I was like, man, what are they talking about?
His demeanor when he was walking them down was just like, come here.
Easy.
Come here.
Easy.
Come here. I'm like, easy, boy. Yes, sir.
At first I thought maybe he drugged them or something.
It looked like that.
That's what.
What was going on, man?
Yeah, we was asking questions like, excuse me, like, is he alright? Like, is he on something? Did they fuck him up? Is he?
Did he do something?
Did he
got
what?
him under some kind of hypnotism?
Like, what the fuck? I started thinking of all kind of shit. But
Then I said, no. By fourth round, I'm like, no. Them damn paws.
I'm about to say a 270, 80-pound man punching your ass in the mouth.
And then hanging on him. I'm
and
like,
leaving.
why you keep letting this man hang on
Put
your
you in a
leg?
headlock.
Man, stop compromising yourself. Keep your head up at all times.
His guard was down. The rounds we seen, his guard was never up.
His ass was down.
I think that was my first time really watching. Have you ever seen him before then?
Who?
I seen the last time he fought Fury.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch it. I don't think.
Oh. It was damn near an ass whooping. I must admit.
See, and that's what I was hearing too.
But he was aggressive though. He was he wasn't even swinging no punches, man, that would even affect this dude. He wasn't nowhere in the ballpark like he was at first fight. At first fight, he was hitting that motherfucker, man. He didn't even hit that motherfucker at all. I think the one round we watched, Wilder had connected 2 times, the other 3 hit him 38 times.
He threw 2 or 3 punches. You was like, "What the fuck? This can't be serious. This ain't no." I was like, "Man,
Yeah.
it's serious."
Next. Shit.
Hey.
Beat his ass again.
Shake back, Wilder. Shake back, nigga.
Why'd you have to bring
Get
that
your
up?
ass up, nigga.
Hey.
This coming from the press box,
Hello,
man.
Black History Month, like they've been saying.
But let me tell you something. I hope this
Shake
is Black
back.
History because Black History is always something like some shit reminding us of what we'll never live up to do again. And we got to start making our own Black History.
Facts.
This shit that we seeing in the world right now, it's really a lot of this stuff ain't worth being written down in the books, but it's gonna be, and we're gonna look back at it and say, look at that weak ass shit that went down back in 2020, and nobody even thought to do some shit on their own way, and they could be themselves in doing it. I look at things and I don't always look through my own personal eyes, but when you start thinking with other things like maybe even your third eye and you see situations, you should be straight up alert and be like, okay, this ain't right. And y'all kind of switching the subject to the other thing I was thinking about.
Yeah, let's go.
This cop in Orlando arresting this. I'm gonna just go out there and say it. This little badass little girl,
6-year-old,
6-year-old, and you will handcuff her and arrest her, and the situation was already de-escalated. She was no longer doing or exhibiting the behavior, and then you arrest her, and then you talk about the young people you arrest.
I want to know what type of training, what type of protocol is in effect for you to even think that as a police officer that's supposed to come and, like you say, have total control, de-escalate the scene, whatever it is, at what point it clicks in your mind to say, I'm finna put a 6-year-old girl in handcuffs. Did she kill somebody?
Even if that nature, I mean, killing it. Not even to say that that's right or whatever. But damn, man, I'm just trying to guess.
I mean, she did not. I don't know what she did. Do you know what she did?
What
she apparently struck and kicked, and I don't know if Bit was in there, some staff or a staff person at this charter school. All I know is that something like that transpired. The girl was cutting up. I don't know who on the staff called the police, but there evidently was 2 police that showed up, they told the officer, black dude, a black man.
Now I thought he had a Spanish last name.
I don't care if it was Gomez, Hernandez.
I get your drift. I get where you're going.
It was black.
I get where you're going.
Care what your name was, you need that.
You identify as one or the other.
What was his name from the Cubs? Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
You see what he did to himself.
Yeah.
Right. He still was a black man.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, yeah. Arrested this baby in all of her misbehavior. And we still got Negroes saying, I agree with it. I think she deserved it.
Damn.
That's the
And this is
part
black folks. And I'm like, do you not understand how
the magnitude,
systemically and unabatedly racist the concept of thinking it's okay?
And what that does is, it's almost like a practice run. Let's see how the niggas react to when we do this. And if we can get enough people to say, it's okay, she deserved it. They doing their job.
we can keep doing this, add this, and this can be the norm.
Facts.
Because nobody's gonna stand up for it, nobody's gonna say nothing. They okay with it.
It's simply amazing that people see things. They'll see them one-dimensionally. Sometimes people see them 2 and 3D, but they don't see them HD. Right? They're all a little foggy,
Which is clear.
you know.
That's a good one.
Ain't none of them moved up to 8K or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They ain't moved up their vision, and all they see is what's in front of them. And they weigh everything like everything on the scale is equal. And right now, it ain't equal. So don't come telling me that it's okay to arrest a baby and not have their parents there. Same thing we were talking about earlier, man. If you have a child as a minor child, what you need to teach them is if they are questioned or they are stopped or whatever, or detained by a police officer, they need to say, I want to talk to my mama and daddy.
I hope y'all got that, because that's very important, man.
Definitely. So that's coming in contact with any law enforcement for a minor, and they need to know how to operate at that time. Would be the best thing to say is what, Uncle?
I want to talk to my parents.
That works.
The equivalent of that is your parents are your power of attorney. If an adult asks to speak to his attorney in the middle of questioning, he automatically invokes his power of attorney has been receded to an attorney. And that means that any question from that point must have an attorney present. And people need to learn, man, and it's hard to do with a 6-year-old, because I'm teaching my son, but you know, he doesn't grasp it, but he could.
Yeah.
I teach them that, okay, don't admit to nothing. Keep your mouth shut. You don't even need to talk to anybody unless your parents say it's okay.
I want to talk to my daddy.
Simple as that.
Preferably.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
If it's able to go like that to where the father, you know, the dad is around, that definitely you want to be able to show that it's a male figure that cares about my well-being and is not just gonna let anything just go down.
And evidently they need to know now at 6.
Damn. And just to add, all they need to know, don't say nothing. Like you gotta damn to be like, look, these people don't mean us no good.
Right.
In terms of the child can understand. If they ask you questions, they might try to do something bad to mama or daddy. So don't fall for it. Tell them I'm not saying nothing. No. Ask my mama, ask my daddy. But we got to teach our children protocol on how to, interact with these people when they come to them. You know, when they think they got an advantage because mom and dad ain't around, so they can try to be manipulative as they can to get the information they can. No. Don't that. Well, they try to ask questions about what going on in the house. No. Right. No. We don't talk about what going on in the house, outside, in the school, nowhere. You know, you got to teach your kid protocol like that, man, because, you know I done been around folks, you know what I'm saying? I've been around people's kids, and the kids just done told everything going on.
Oh, my dad is tripping over, he got my mama car, he left and stuff. He gonna bring us something to eat back.
We ain't had no lights on, lights been on for 2 weeks. And mama, and my uncle been coming over there, but that ain't my grandson.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an only child. I'm an only child of my parents, but I got a gang, and I call them a gang of play sisters, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm uncle to all the
right
children,
on,
right?
I'm on.
Yeah.
So my nephew, we went to the skating ring for a party, right?
Mm-hmm.
For his sister, and when we left. They like to ride with us, and our kids like to ride with her.
Yeah.
Right? So nephew getting ready to ride with us. We walking down the sidewalk, and this white couple, young, comes the way, and they smell like trees.
Mm.
And this little knucklehead said, "Hey, y'all smell like weed."
Damn.
Y'all smell like that weed my mama be smoking.
Damn.
Wait a minute, bucko.
Exactly.
Little boy.
Exactly.
Little boy. I ain't tell you say that shit.
Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Let me tell you something. Mama, you say.
Boy, kids are brutally honest, man.
What are you doing,
God,
son?
Man. And that's why we're stressing the fact that, you know, to teach them, because, you know, you got to take the time out to let them know, as Jay was saying, Boy was saying, man, it's protocols and steps.
Yeah.
Back to the mob. We were talking about the mob, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they raise their children. They see all type of shit going on in that mafia lifestyle, but they know not to talk about none of that shit outside of the house.
Keep your mouth.
And you see it and you don't see it. I mean, because I think because they build that bond with their children to where they know it's safety with the family first. And anything that go on,
you know that motto. No, we know what the motto is.
What's that?
La Cosa Nostra.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Like family first or family in?
Close. Close. All that could go with it, but it simply means this thing of
This
ours.
thing of ours. This thing of ours.
Yeah, that's the mentality.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of love we used to have as black people, where we could have our own thing. We already working inside the system. So every one of us is in the system, but in the system itself, we're not equally treated. And you know why that was okay? Was because we had our own thing. And whenever black folks saw black folks, we spoke. Whenever black folks had something good going on, we supported. We often waited for one magical Negro to step up, and we've had some. I don't know how often or if any of them will reappear anytime soon in the form of leadership for us, other than us leading ourselves.
That's the one.
According to knowledge.
That's the one.
But even still, there needs to be one that voices for the people when a time comes where everyone can. Because there's always going to be that, because we're working in a system. And so they still have power in their donation, in their support, but their voice can't be heard right now. So it's still required, and I think we've got to stop borrowing others' techniques as far as deception and start remembering where we come from, which is what you brothers be talking about on the other show.
Son,
walk with me.
Walk with me.
second son.
Thank
Ain't that his name?
Second son.
Second son.
Second son.
Excuse me.
That
Second
is
son.
second son. And when you start talking about your roots, and on the talk with Professor Small, it's like you got to know yourself, but that's still not good enough. You got to know where you come from. How you going to equate yourself to being subservient and a minority and just subject to the powers that be, and you don't know where you come from? Everybody else is more powerful than you? Come on now. You got to start acting like you got.
You know, man, that go back to our learning and our education. Like, they plant that seed in us at a very young age, and you know that it's way more parents, grown folks, that don't know where they come from. So how can they even teach their children? So just think of how long this cycle has been going on. Yeah, true indeed. 50 years ago, we was way more on top of that, because all we had was us. We was coming out of, you know what I'm saying, just having to deal, everything wrong was inside of our own community. Yeah. So we knew the protocol. Yeah. We knew that if somebody strange came to our neighborhood and asked about somebody, we don't tell them shit. Nowadays, the grown folks come and ask, what Ray is? Oh, he down there at the second house on the left. You don't even know who you just gave the information to. Yeah. So the protocol, man, and the home training, the learning from the early age, we done got away from it. Yeah. We done got away from it. And those seeds of inferiority have been planted and rooted and sprouted and grown, and they have cast fruit now. And shit, we just feeling it.
And the only way to change it is taking the stance personally, feeling personally attacked. I mean, for real, being like, damn, you see the 6-year-old get handcuffed, and you like, nah, I definitely can't let that happen if you have kids, you know what I mean? No matter if they 6 or 17, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I gotta take that personally and be like, well, I'm gonna do my due diligence into the same thing that you were saying, as you teaching your son, you're training them up, you're equipping them with the tools that they can go out here and succeed, man. We gotta quit playing. Like, if you got kids and you not goddamn teaching them that, what the fuck is, I mean, it ain't about no dollar, it ain't about no time and teaching. Right. That's it, man.
I was talking to my 12-year-old today, and I just asked what's going on in social studies. And one of the things she mentioned was the teacher had figured some kind of way to say that slavery wasn't that bad of an idea for whatever reason. So she, hey, what do you mean it wasn't that of a bad of an idea? So that was another thing. Another thing, she was like, was the Holocaust that bad in slavery? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm saying, that what they telling you? She's like, yeah, that's what they want us to know. So again, these seeds of inferiority, if you don't have nobody to you know, dig this shit up that they plant to your children in school, then it's gonna root. And so from an early age, man, the children see everybody else as superior. Same shit you just saying. At what point are we gonna say, now we are the ones, not to say quote unquote superior, but why not? Because if you've been taught inferiority for so long, you got to balance that out, man. Not even balance it out, you got to go on a whole other polarity and say, now it is, just to get some balance.
Yeah. For me, man, it's important that our babies know that the world is a big bad bear, and it will eat you without care. And when you're at your worst, you still got to be better than the least. And so I don't feed that concept to my children, because I understand that idea, but I do focus on this, man. You have to self-preserve, and you've got to be able to mimic or do something to the best of the ability of anything that you do. So if you're going to be something, be something like Michael Jordan when it comes to basketball,
mm-hmm.
or whoever your favorite football player is, right? Mm-hmm. One of mine is Sweetness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off the paper. I mean, if you're going to dedicate yourself. Barry Sanders, committed, you know. Tennis, the Williams sisters, you know. And the other thing in basketball is like Kobe. These two, when you commit to it, it matters. So this is what I'm saying. So with this little black girl getting arrested, and our children seemingly need to get prepared for this kind of behavior, we used to say by 16. Then it went down, remember, it jumped down real quickly to like 12.
13.
Remember Tamir Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they jumped out, the cars on them at the park with the toy gun?
Mm-hmm.
And that was 12.
Yeah.
And then you start to see 10 and 8-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we got 6.
Girl, at that.
And a girl. So I just don't think that folks, when they say they think this is okay, can really truly say that. Or is it that we're all in this little system and nobody really wants to get out? So that's the outside thinking, is that they're thinking really in the box, but they think they're outside thinking and saying it's okay. Because I know that this happened over here, and
it ain't affected my kid ain't.
Or it has affected them, and they didn't think it was a bad idea. But they, again, none of them had nobody arrested with handcuffs on in the situations they was in. And so I'm like, you know, you trying to criminalize and give a criminal record to a baby that'll follow them. They say it'll go away, but it doesn't go away because they'll dig up your juvenile record so quick.
Man, and like we were saying before, I share my personal experience. My son had done something at school to the nature of where they brought, I think, a science table or something, and this was 7th grade, so 12, 13. So they called him to the office now. Not to mention my son, AB on the roll, you know. I think he taking dual credits right now, like high school and college classes in junior.
Everything except a bad apple at school.
Everything, you know what I mean? Sports, athletic, he do everything he need to do. But so they never been in trouble. So they was like, yeah, we're gonna call the police and we're gonna send him down to the station, and if it might have to fall up under depending on how much the table costs, and we're gonna know what classification, where it's a Class C misdemeanor, B or A or whatever. And I'm like, and you mean to tell me? I said, and I said, did he slam the table into the wall? Did he do a wrestling match?
You had to go shoot up there to the school immediately, man.
Long story short, that's what the shit they was on was. If I wasn't going or wasn't, they was for the railroad him with the same shit and try to put a case on him, like he said.
A 12-year-old boy. Now he got a misdemeanor criminal case.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Hell no.
And now they're gonna have to put him on probation.
Hell, so
now what does that mean though? How does the system win on that? And this is what I'm gonna tell you. Whether it's that 6-year-old or your probably 12-year-old, maybe 13 at the time. How that equates to the system is the school to prison pipeline. Because guess what happens when a child has a criminal record?
What's that?
They're not eligible for the loan.
Man.
They're not eligible for the Pell Grant.
Come on now.
Nah, you definitely right.
Put you kind of out of college unless you can pay for it out of pocket.
That's deep right there. See, I didn't think of that, but that's so
what
true.
What else you gonna do? Work? What kind of job you gonna have with just a high school diploma? Just that. You can get some good jobs.
Yeah.
But you had aspirations to be more.
Clearly.
And now you have this record, and they penalize you by saying you're not eligible for certain federal grants or student loans. Because you're a criminal. Yeah, so that's the thing that people don't see when it comes to young people getting arrested. And even though the young people may make up only 12 to 15% of the population, and in many of these colleges, a much smaller percentage, you can't tell me that there's still a higher percentage of people who get either stopped, detained, or arrested, or convicted are disproportionately black. And sometimes over 50% of the cases are black, but we still only make up 12% to 15% of the population in this country. So that would stand to be saying that we should only make up 10 to 15% of the arrests and those incarcerated. How is there more of us in prison than anybody else?
It's a design. It's definitely by design.
And we falling for the okie dokies. The whole thing is education, man. It's real education, and they're not going to get it all the way in a school system because it's a system too. And so we have to force feed them this knowledge. Otherwise, they're out here naked when they get in the real world. And when they become seniors and they graduate, they're out here naked, man. And I mean that completely figuratively, meaning that they have nothing to protect them because they've chosen to either not listen or it wasn't available for them to learn. These folks got to understand, CA, that you gotta teach your kids, man.
Got to.
How to navigate so they can survive, man.
That's the thing. That's the key thing right there, so they can survive. Because, like you said, they're your kids. So you know, you want your kids to outlive you. That's the goal, ain't it?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
that training and shit started at home, man. Shout out to my brother, man. We were just talking about his second son, who pulled his children out of the public school and taught them, and still does, the rest of the education at home. You know, everybody ain't able to do that, but if you got a way to do that, or you got a group of people, or you got any type of way to completely pull them out of the system, I really believe that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to build all of the armor that they need to be able to defend for themselves. You say they naked, well, we got to put that armor on. And if you can't do that, then that's the whole thing we just steady saying. You got to do it at home, or we got to have some type of program somewhere where they can learn this type of shit. Because we don't have a rites of passage where we can send our children through stages mentally from a childhood to almost like initiation into teenager years into adulthood. We just take them from, they just go from K through 12. That's not a rites of passage. That's just a rites of program. So, we're saying the same thing, man. We got to take this job on and be hands-on with it at home, man. At home.
Yeah. I know it's a struggle, man. I know, good brothers, man, I know it's a struggle, but nobody else is going to do it for us.
No.
You're not going to do it like you want it to be done. So you might as well do it yourself. You got to, man. Man, these kids, man, they need us bad, Doc.
Facts.
They need daddies bad. Every last one of us up here, daddies. Not just fathers or parents. We daddies.
Facts. Active. And this is another thing I want to lead into this one last topic, man. It's not a secret that the black man has always been under attack. Ever since our fall from grace, we have been under attack. And not only physically, mentally, economically, all these different ways, man. I was watching, everybody familiar about the whole Gayle King interview with Lisa Leslie, where she went in on Kobe trying to, you know what I'm saying,
provoke Lisa Leslie to say something bad, tarnish his name,
and really tarnish his whole career. Not only his career, but tarnish him as a man
and his family,
and as a father, as a daddy, as the leading role in his household. Didn't say nothing about how good of any of those things he was. So I fast forward to what Snoop had to say. You know what I'm saying? He spoke for a lot of us. I don't care if you don't like what he said. I do. You know, if you act in a certain type of way, you gotta call a spade a spade. So he called her a funky dog head bitch. You know, and that caused a whole uproar all over the news, social media, whatever. And maybe he could have said something different, but he didn't. He said exactly what was on his heart. Fast forward a little bit. You see Snoop with Jada Pinkett on her
podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast. A presentation, whatever she does. And man, she had the audacity to get on there in a very reprimanding fashion and coming from a very feminist standpoint to say, you know, Snoop, and I'm paraphrasing, when you said what you said, you took the power from me. You took the power from my mother. You took the power from my daughter. In other words, you were speaking to all black women when you called out one black woman.
For some bullshit she fucking done that she needed to be called out on. Go ahead.
But there was a bullshit approach. And again, another attack on a black man. In what way can we continue to try to not bridge the gap, but how can we continuously separate the gap between man and woman? Now, we don't care about what you and Will got going on and how y'all do y'all relationship. We know it's open, this, that, and the third. But as you start to see shit come out, Jada said, well, if it wasn't for Oprah, I wouldn't even have this red table talks. I wouldn't even have this platform if it were not for Oprah. Oprah and Gail Ace Boone Coon. So now you seeing all this, the dots being connected and the pieces to the puzzle, and now you start to see an agenda. Well, damn, this is some feminist shit. You know, this is some sit the man down in front of the world and wag your finger in his face and tell him how much you're disappointed and how you're acting, you're treating black women and you're dogging us out. That's some bullshit, Jada.
Man.
I just want to say that, man. We under attack, man. And shout out to all the beautiful black sisters, man, the queens out there, man, that hold their man down, that hold the black men down, their brothers, their family members, your significant other, man. That's where our strength lies at, man. You know, if you don't have that woman in your corner, man, and if you're not in the corner of a woman, man, then I don't really know what you're doing, man. You're kind of suspect to it.
Yeah.
You're suspect.
Makes a lot of sense, Jay. Makes a lot of sense.
That's the foundation right there. Man, woman, and child. And so when they take that from us, and they definitely did in a very systematic way,
right,
to separate the man and the woman, and now you got the child, you know, just trying to figure out what the hell going on because there's no cohesiveness between mother and father, man and woman. It's always fight. And you know, that was a mean ass motherfucking spell they cast on us, man, to think that our women and our men can't get along.
right.
That was a hell of a spell, man, and that's one of the ones we got to break, man. That's why I always say, you know, if you got a child, if you had enough love or lust or whatever to lay down with this person and procreate,
right,
then the least you can do is act civilized so that this child can see what, damn, my mama and my daddy, at least they care about each other, you know, because that does something psychologically to a child when the mom and daddy ain't never on the same page, ain't never getting along.
right.
Dang, why am I here? God can't stand you. How the hell did I get here? So, man, we got to just do better, family. Got to do better, man.
Man. We need it.
This shit is deep, though, man. Like, this ain't no surface level shit, man. This shit is deep how we got in this predicament, man.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take some shit to get out of it. It ain't gonna take to be able to just be the norm.
You just can't say you woke.
Nah, that ain't gonna be.
Your actions gotta reflect that in your
Read
lifestyle.
one black author's book. Yeah.
Now you woke. No, man. Wokeness is about changing the quality of your life.
Right on.
You should have gained some type of knowledge, information that you can actually utilize, put a plan into action to show and prove that the shit you know has changed the quality of your life. Because like you said, the first law is self-preservation. Before you can do anything for anybody, you got to get yourself straight. And then once you do that, how are the people around you living? Because you can't say you're doing some type of big old boss shit or big leadership. You ain't got nobody following you. And if you do got some followers, then you like the preacher with the big old ass mansion and your congregation scraping up. They barely can pay their lights just to put the money in the pot. So we got to get this shit together, man.
Yeah.
Got to get it together, man. And I'm gonna get off that soapbox, but yeah, man. That feminist shit is a motherfucker, man. We got to realize that shit, man, was brought to the black woman by a white woman. You got to realize this, man. They couldn't even vote. That's what that shit started. They couldn't. The white woman couldn't vote. She was just like a nigga. Right or wrong?
Right.
She had to go through this whole process. And who did they come get? Black woman. Because they didn't have no place in the damn house. This shit go way back to when the goddamn slave master would go down to the barn and make him a little black baby, and now that little baby is inside the house. So now this white woman really got resentment because deep down inside she know, goddamn it, this little child looks just like my husband, and this light skinned baby in here. So y'all been getting, you know what I'm saying, mind manipulated by the white man the whole time. So you're mad at him, now you're mad at the black woman because your husband running down there fucking on him. Man, this shit is deep, man.
It is.
This shit deep, man.
Is.
Say it.
It is fire emoji. Because that nigga talking that talk, man. That shit deep. I hope that, what Casanova say? I hope that don't go over y'all.
You hear me?
Nah, for real, man. Man, we cooking tonight, fellas. How y'all feeling, man?
Man, it's alright, man. What else we got, man? I thought we had about one more something shit that was happening, man. Anybody, what y'all got, man?
Man, your boy is in there like swimwear. I'm straight, man. I'm straight. I definitely was listening to a lot of the stuff he was saying. And see, man, the stuff that we talk about, not only that it's some nigga just talking to, I be taking, it's my personal life and I apply it to my life. Right. So whatever whatever you saying, you older than me, Aku's older than me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just be soaking up game, G.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
To go back to what you were saying earlier about what James Small was saying, we got to know history. We got to know what happened before we was here to realize how we got here. Like some of the shit that was done to us or some of the moves that was made, if you knew some of this shit, then you would kind of get an understanding of who the real enemy is and who is against us. If you knew about another one, Planned Parenthood, if you knew about Margaret Sanger, you know what I'm saying, and how the whole idea was to destroy the black baby. Mm-hmm. Let's put up these abortion clinics in the black neighborhoods so that we can continue to kill off as many as we can covertly. Eugenics. And if you know Margaret Sanger, then you realize Hillary Clinton said that was her main woman. Mm-hmm. That's what she. So now you're thinking, well, damn, Hillary. Remember when everybody was going Hillary crazy because you wanted him to beat Trump so bad. But if she looking up to somebody that say, man, we need to kill off all these black babies, she's my hero. Well, goddamn, what kind of mentality you think she got? You think she changed?
Hell no.
If her husband locked up, incarcerated more black folks than any other president did, you think she got a whole different mindset than the motherfuckers she sleep with? Like, man, this shit is deep, man. It really ain't deep if you just knock the dust off of it. It ain't that deep.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just got to figure this shit out, man. We got to be the dig back, man, in history, man, to know how we got here, man.
Hey.
Don't disagree with you. Man, that's I don't know what else done happened this past week. there was something that just got under my skin, but it must not have been too bad, and it must not have been too important because it didn't come to me.
It's what we want y'all to do for one. Y'all follow us on all of our social sites. Follow each and every one of us. Follow the Gumbo Talk Show. Follow the YouTubes. Send us questions. Send us topics y'all think we should elaborate on more. It don't have to be a current event. What do y'all think we should elaborate on more? You know, put us in the lab. So we got to go do some motherfucking research to make sure we can come and be right and exact about it, man. Because the only way we get better is by bouncing things off each other. You know, this ain't no, like I say, we'll sit on I would get on my soapbox, man.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, I'm humble enough to sit back and I can learn from anybody, man. I can learn from the 12-year-old, from the 6-year-old, you know, and the 80-year-old. I can learn from somebody that got a private jet or somebody that, you know what I'm saying, sleep under a bridge. You know, you can't cut that learning light off, man, for nothing when you're really trying to improve yourself and improve your living conditions. You know, so y'all get us some questions, man. You know, hit the subscribe buttons, hit the like buttons, as we said. If anybody's interested in being a sponsor, like I say right now, man, we on Spotify, we on Anchor. We're waiting on iTunes, Apple to approve it. It's a little bit longer process. But we're gonna be on. It's gonna be 6 or 7 more streaming sites where you can go check us out. And with that being said, we're gonna have more listeners all over the place. If you want your ad ran, if you want to be a sponsor about your business, something you got going on, hit us up. We'll talk about that off the air. But we definitely don't mind, you know, promoting the people, man, because that's what it's gonna take, man.
And definitely over here at the press box, you know, that is the hub. This is the hub. But we also got different segments. What's the name of the segment that you and Second Son?
Me and Second Son, man, got to walk with me. You know, we're gonna go off in there, like my brother say, health is wealth, knowledge of self, clone-free talk. You dig what I'm saying? And you just started a little sports segment
called 30 Second Timeout.
I ain't see it like that. You just started the big sports segment.
Man. 30-second timeout, man, where we gonna touch with a lot of local athletes, a lot of regional athletes, and I even know a few, you know, like I said, professional athletes. We're gonna interview coaches. We're gonna post games some of the kids after they win state. And I'm talking about, man, we're gonna get it on. We're gonna take it to a different aspect, and it's gonna be generated by nothing but sports.
Continue on down the road. You know we got the Gumbo Talk. We've been talking about bringing it right here. But until then, that's the long-standing show. You know, got calendars after calendars going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got some topics this week?
No, I don't even know what I'm talking about tomorrow. I got so many things on my mind. I'm glad I didn't come up with a topic because everything's been so fresh, but it's been pretty much depressing listening to it of all that's going on. So I don't even know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But I'm sure when you see it come up.
Where can they catch that
at Gumbo Talk on Facebook.
Okay.
This is the best way to catch it. And let me know what's on your mind. If you got a good idea and maybe make a topic out of it, I'm down for it. Because I don't know yet. It might come out tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow morning. It ain't coming out tonight. Nope.
No sir, man.
It just comes when it comes.
Right on.
Well, man.
Every Thursday at 8, by the way, on Facebook or on Blog Talk USA.
Hey, and he say every Thursday. That man is not bullshit, man. I'm talking about consistency with a capital C. At the Trap Talk, we might catch this on the Monday in the Trap, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The Trap is always open. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, shit happens. You know, you gotta put some burglar bars up. You know, you gotta put some cameras up. You never know what's going on with the T.R.A.P, man.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be in there, man, serving y'all this information, these current events, man. Dropping jewels. You know, I hope y'all picking up what we putting down. You know,
man,
shit like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And on that note,
Schmino.
Gonna holler at y'all, man.
Be good until the next time. Trap Talk, man. Talking real
aspects
professionally, man.
For sure.
Bet.
We out.
We out, G.